ahead and give us the invocation, please, sir.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for letting us come together and discuss our county business. Please be with us. Give us the wisdom that we need as we go through the agenda items. And use now for amen.
Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Anybody want to speak? I don't think we had anybody sign up. No? Okay.
Real quick, just to, I told you, but just make sure everyone, I've got a important work call. I've got to step out at 5:30.
I was going to mention it in my
I'm
report.
sorry.
That's okay. No, I got it. Approval of the minutes.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, report of the chair, people know, Mr. Becker's going to be able to have to step out for a bit, about halfway through, so we will move as quickly as we can. Mr. Mayor, well, we'll handle yours. I should have pulled it earlier.
That's okay, we'll talk about it.
We can talk about it.
Let's go ahead and leave it on there, we'll talk about it.
Mr. Mayor, you have a report?
No reports.
Okay. Mr. Long, go ahead, sir.
First thing is the update on the calendar, and the first or the next milestone is actually the hearings with the departments, and we have March 25th through April 1st, but talking to Chairman Shope, he thought that was probably an unrealistic time frame. And he mentioned today, and he's going to see how the committee feels, about April 28th and 29th.
So, entertain a motion for discussion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. I just wanted to put these dates out there. We're supposed to technically have this by April 1st, but there was no way that was going to happen. So by the time you kind of start stepping through the month, the first, I looked at doing it the back half, but the first Monday, Tuesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday that happens in the back half is after a full commission meeting, and I'm not sure anybody wants to go from full commission right into budget. If y'all do want to, so I suggested maybe the 28th or 29th, the 28th and 29th, which is the following Monday, Tuesday. These will be all day, these are the all day sessions. That's my suggestion. I'm open to others. Are we good with the 28th and 29th? Is that enough time to have everybody ask off or do what they need to do?
No.
Yes?
Monday, April
28th.
I'll have to look and get back to you.
I don't know that we need a vote on this. I don't think we need a vote on it, do we? I can just publish.
Probably we'll just email to make sure everybody's good with it, at least have a quorum, and then we'll start sending
Here's what I'll do.
invitations.
So, because we don't have everybody here, we don't have anybody objecting. I'll send out an email with the 28th and 29th, or you can go ahead and send it out if you'd like.
I can send it.
If you want to go ahead and send it out, and we'll shoot for the 28th and 29th, and I'll just monitor that email. Assuming everybody can make it, we'll shoot for that. If not, we'll find another day. Anything else on that one?
That is the only thing on the calendar now. We'll rework it. That was actually item 2, also the hearing dates, because it was the first item on there. Number 2 to the BOE revenues. It was approved at the commission floor with the $6 million. If you look, there's the resolution, but the attachment is the actual workup of what the $6 million worth of revenues would look like.
You had to change a little bit of that because your original estimate was like 6.2 or something.
Right, I decreased 2 items to make it $6 million of that.
I don't know that we need any action on that one.
Just to docket it on your.
Okay, go ahead.
The next one is the late submission from the Highway Department. Per Private Act, all the stuff says March 1st. Toby had a family issue, didn't make it. That's historically what's happened is if they haven't done it twice, the committee kind of lets me work with them. If they've done it twice, which don't happen once, twice, 2 years in a row, they actually put them back to last year completely.
So,
this one, what I'm asking you to do, because there's nothing really even mentions after if you fail to do it, is for his original request to go ahead and include the COLA, health insurance increases, TCRS, all the required increases, and work with him on his state aid and his state on the first presentation.
so you're basically going to work up his budget per his request.
Well, I would just say include those items right there as a starting point and let him present the rest of them.
Okay, so what you're going to do is standard COLA increases with the follow through of the health and insurance.
TCRS liability, and then work with him on his state flow through fund.
Okay.
As his first presentation, even though he didn't present one.
All right, entertain a motion to discuss.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Go ahead.
So I don't understand. So I'd be in favor. I want to make sure we incorporate whatever he's requesting. Is that what you're saying? Or you're-
Basically, by the state, what should happen is we should take his last year's and stick it in another.
I understand.
So what I'm
I
asking
make a
is,
motion to take it forward. There we go.
the only issue we've got, if you have that happen with a lot of departments, your budget will never be together.
Well, I don't think a lot of departments have flooding and.
Here's what we did.
Snow stuff.
Yeah, they were dealing with it.
I'm gonna be against it, but I'll tell you why. This is not a big deal. I wanna keep this super consistent. We did this the exact same way with the
Election
With
commission.
the election commission, this has happened before, and here's how we've done it. We've done exactly the same workup, but we let them present their budget,
The differences, yeah.
the differences. So it's not a huge thing, it just saves him time.
My recommendation is to keep consistency because it's the way you treat the
I don't wanna treat,
And you have not.
we've already got
I
it.
understand that.
So anyway, that's why I'll be.
Historically, the two things they've done is, I came in and requested to add these minimum items, and the committee tells me to bring the original request of those in.
It's not, I just wanna keep, I understand why you're trying to do what you wanna do, and I'm not necessarily against it, but this is not that big a deal. Mr. Ellis is gonna get to present his exact budget. We will consider his budget as presented. It's just a matter of like what the initial workup looks like. Any other discussion on this one? Okay, so the motion on the floor is to restate it.
Make a motion, because there's the circumstances surrounding dealing with the flooding and all that stuff, you had a family emergency. I'm making a motion to go ahead and build it in, to the original budget that we reviewed.
And the second's good with that? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No.
No.
Abstention.
So the motion fails. All right, so I'll make the motion to do what Mr. Long suggested, which is to build the workup with the standard increases and the TCRS and insurance flow-throughs, and then also allow Mr. Ellis will go ahead and present his budget as built. That's my amendment. So that's my motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Sorry, Mr. Ellis, I'm the bad guy. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Long.
The next is the, Title VI Coordinator Report. And that's just to tell you, right now, we've got all the Title VI signs up. We, are working on it, and we're planning to have a policy to present to, I think it goes to legislative, and hopefully moves on to the commission for a new Title VI policy.
Can you briefly include them in on the federal contracts with the ARPA and the?
We've already, yes, we did correct those. Any subrecipients that we have, you're supposed to notify them of Title VI in writing, so we did. That's all the subrecipient agreements that we sent back to you a couple of months ago. We've actually dealt with all that stuff.
I don't think there's any action we need to do.
We've done all the corrective action at this point.
Financial statement.
Financial statement memo is attached to you. The financial statements will be available.
Transfers, this is no new, these are all small transfers, right?
Item D is just, transfers, and then the item D is just transfers.
Okay.
There's nothing really out of the ordinary. You may go through each one, or did you not?
Well,
Motion to group and approve, second.
all in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
No, these are just transfers. Item number 2 is just the sheriff originally had $50,000 that was gonna be used for, one purpose, to be transparent. He needs to use it for something a little different than capital projects, and he's just asking for your approval.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Item 3 is other interbudgetary, which is non-salary transfers, and there's nothing out of the ordinary.
Motion approved.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously. On, old business, so, Mr. Long, I know you and I have been waiting on, we didn't talk about this week, and I think I had meant to.
I can discuss it shortly if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead and give us a quick update on that.
Currently, we have bid the project, this came back in under bid. We have run into one thing, that is gonna go back to Jim Ops, the actual architect or engineer, is actually engineers, were only done for bidding, they were not done for the portion to
That's right.
watch the project. But right now, what we're looking at, we've got a quote from them, and they're gonna send us a proposed contract to show to Mr. Isabel, and we think even with that, it'd still be within budget, so. It's
Okay.
still moving forward, we hope to have it to Jim Ops this month.
All right, so I think that the plan was that once we get this, we intend to approach the city of Gallatin, but until we get this underway, I think the plan was that we were gonna hold off. Because this committee did vote to send us to go interface, but we had some leeway on the timing on that, and so we're waiting on this option.
The actual project's under contract negotiations right now, and then
Yeah.
we're trying to get a contract with the engineer, so it's ready to move.
All right, I don't know that we need to take any action on this.
Cool.
Okay, the holdback issue, go ahead.
I've had a request from the chairman of financial management to, if possible, to pull this off the budget until it's completely dealt with in financial management.
Any desire? to move
What's
forward?
still,
Right now, we want to look at other options, so they're still working on it in financial management.
All right, so we will hold on that one.
C was gonna be dealt with in May.
Yep, we'll hold. Election commission budget issues. This was, so we tried to deal with this last time. What is their current status?
We are still doing the benchmarking, we are gathering data, we've got most of the data, but we've made requests from some other agencies, and we're waiting on their.
Are they in any kind of danger of not,
We've been paying their payroll, we've already paid their election workers,
so we're okay?
we're okay, but we're gonna get the benchmarking, get it back to Ms. Ashley.
All right, then, so there's no action we need to take on this then?
Not at this time.
Okay, so in the opioid abatement committee, here's my take on this. This one is on me. Do I need to reappoint everybody? I know I appointed one, but we've gone over the 1 year mark, right? Do I need to appoint? I think I do. However, I'm only going to appoint through the end of August, or excuse me, the end of July, because at that point, I think the right thing to do is, and I'm going to go ahead and talk on this. If we want to discuss it, that's fine, but I think we can just kind of close this out for today. I'm happy to appoint, but what I want to do is just appoint until we get to committee on committees, get onto the new schedule, and let the committee on committees appoint the next opioid committee. It's all kind of in one cycle. It all gets done in one spot, and we could go ahead and do it now. It's just a lot, we're in the middle of a budget cycle. I feel like it's simpler to just let me span this out for the next few months. Then committee on committees I would then make a motion to have committee on committees take this over, because it's so large, it should have just be me appointing people on this. And then we'd run it as a committee, from committee on committees. That's what I'm going to plan on doing. Mr. Becker?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
If I could interject real quick, Chairman, I think at a minimum what needs to come out of here is some sort of motion to reinstate this committee.
Do we need a motion to do that, or can I just do it?
Well, you can do it.
Appoint it?
No, I'm not, the appointments are different than the
But we need to
reinstatement of the committee.
So,
Yes.
all right, then on that advice, then, I will make a motion to reinstate this committee under its existing rules, beginning now and, running through the end of July 2025. What's that?
I think most of them are in September, I think. Yeah.
Well, we could, okay, through the end, that's fine, through the end of August. That's my motion. Is there a second?
hold on, please.
We have a motion and a second, go ahead.
Just the discussion part. At the last meeting, I brought up that the citizens would like to have their voices heard. They do not currently vote. I'm not quite sure, and that brings me to another point. We don't have any, bylaws on who can vote. I mean, it's just basically what we just said, I think, that the citizens couldn't vote. We need standing bylaws for that committee. We need some work put into, like, how it's done.
I agree.
But for right now, the citizens would like to be able to vote.
Here's the thing.
And the lawyer's shaking his head no. So we just need to know either yes or no.
So, here's the thing, I think this is a possibility that we could consider. I think it should be considered elected. This is why this needs to be done outside of just budget, and it doesn't need to be just me appointing people. I think we all agree. But I think what we want to do is, this is my opinion, if you want to make another motion, we keep things status quo until September, and then we put this on the docket for both legislative and committee on committees to consider. And between those two organizations, before we get to September, we should have a set of bylaws stood up, and we should have, how the appointment would be done through committee on committees, and stand it up and constitute it appropriately. I'm just suggesting, let's give ourselves time and leeway to do that, and reconstitute it for the next few months.
I'm sorry for that. Who do we assign, who's going to be working on the bylaws? Because I'd like to not get to September and go.
Well, I mean, you know, anybody can put together a set of bylaws and draft them up and then submit them through, both committees and, legislative. Go ahead, Mr. Becker.
Why do we need bylaws for this committee?
Well, so one example is who gets to vote.
Okay, well, they all get to vote.
That's what one.
No, I mean, they do.
Once it's a,
If
committee.
it's a committee, it's a subcommittee, the members of that committee get to vote.
That's been a part of the problem.
Well,
That we haven't been allowing some,
We need to make the
so,
rules for them, so.
so we don't need to create bylaws just to start doing it correctly. But like,
Can't, I mean, I'm just saying this discussion is outside the bounds.
yeah, I understand. But we talked about this last time. I mean, like the nonprofit applicant, it has citizens or whatever you want to call it, non-commission members, they vote. But they don't have the final say. It goes back to the budget, we vote, then it goes to full committee, we
It's a
vote.
recommendation, but
Yeah,
this
so
would be,
if-
this is different.
If say it again.
This would cut out this step. It would basically, what you're saying, if I'm understanding, it would just go straight to full commission. Correct.
Full commission would have to vote on it.
It would not go through the budget.
It wouldn't go
I mean, as long as full commission is voting on it, then so be it.
And the reason for that is just the time period of it and the, you know, this is a horse of a different color in terms of magnitude of the funds available.
I understand.
So it's just too much for one person to be able to pick and choose.
So,
And I'll get you, go ahead.
So were you saying that citizens could not vote now, Eric?
I'm sorry, what now?
Citizens that could not?
I'm not saying they can't just per se, it's, you've got to create some sort of, I hate to say bylaws, because I don't think it needs that, but, and what you're gonna run into with bylaws is them conflicting with the standing rules of the whole commission, so that's gonna be a little bit of a dance
That's
as
what we're
well. But as long as appropriations issues and stuff like that still go where they're needing to go, I can see where citizen voting would be allowed.
Go ahead, Mr. Klein.
This committee is gonna be going on for another 18 years, right?
Yes.
So really, what you're suggesting, I think, Mr. Chairman, is that this become a standing committee and included in our rules.
Yes,
Okay,
that's more or less correct.
okay.
Maybe subject to some additional rules that follow through with those funds specifically, if there are.
Just so I'm clear, we're talking about reinstating a subcommittee until the commission has ratified a
Correct.
standalone
And we've
committee.
given ourselves a timeline of,
Right, okay.
end of August, Mr. Becker.
no further discussion.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. All righty, new business, DOE budget amendments. Anything out of the ordinary on these? I don't think there's any new money. Go ahead.
So I'll make a motion, group and approve. So budget number 2 is with the nursing.
Second.
Okay, second. Budget amendment number 2 is for nursing revenue to cover some software. Budget number 3 is they've been told that their laptops and those purchases, instead of going to capital outlay, have to go through basically expenses. So it's no new money, but reallocated. So
I have one
motion
question, Mr. Chairman. On page 73, I'm confused with the numbers. It seems like something might be missing, but it has to do with the third item, which is other construction. I don't recall with the budget, but is that $6.967 million, that other construction, is that for all capital improvements within the school?
That includes what's already in their budget.
Yeah, it's a construct, it's, you know, if you're asking, are you asking to decompose that? Because
No.
I don't know that we can.
No, I don't know that we can either. I was just, it seemed like it was an all-inclusive category, and I just didn't quite understand it. I was looking for.
You're just voting on the 245. The 6.672111 is including 6,967 some odd
Yeah,
million.
so you're taking out $245,956 out of the 6.9, and then you end up with 6.721. I mean, is there, I know we may not be able to answer your question.
Well, it says it's reallocation funds for computers, but it's under a general category for other construction, so this is just a budget item transfer,
Yes.
and there's no new money there.
No.
Okay, all right.
Can you wait a second?
And this is education being later than that, so this is pending their approval, and I'll wait a second.
Second is good with waiving it. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously, and that waives the second reading, so this can pass on tonight. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Becker. Appropriations, $7,967. Insurance recovery. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Only needs one reading, it's a reimbursement.
So I believe, and the sheriff is here, I believe all of these are 100% pass-through. So I'm
Approve and
getting
approve, motion.
Second.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I would waive the
And
second.
waive.
I would waive.
I'll get a second one. Okay, we have a motion and a second with the waiver of the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. This one can go on to the commission floor. EMA, I believe this is another one. This is a 100% pass-through, I believe.
Motion and waive.
Second. Any further discussion? Is it 100% pass-through? Okay, that's what I thought. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously. $6,000 for
Motion approved.
motion to approve. We have
Second.
motion and second. Any discussion?
You'll need a waive unless it's gonna have.
Anyway, motion, well, we have a
Yep, waive.
motion and second, good with the waive, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. That. All right, hey, it passed. Capital projects, 10,000 for, so cargo van maintenance. Mr. Mayor, you and I spoke about this, I'm happy to let you speak to it, but just.
Motion to approve, wait a second.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is where you're gonna buy a truck and now you're buying a
Van, and there's good rationale for it, it's
Yeah,
a better piece of equipment, go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, it's a better piece of equipment. It gives the guys an opportunity to stock with those commonly used items. That way they're not running back and forth all the time.
Yes.
Motion
when they're out in
approved,
the
waive. Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
And motion to waive for.
Yeah.
Go
The
ahead.
vehicle they've been using for that, will that just go in the,
This replaces the vehicle. We already had 50,000 allocated. We need an extra 10,000 to go from the truck to the van.
and this was the truck that was ruined a few months back? Okay, got it.
Yes, sir.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. $79,749 for final payment for the jail roof. Is this the last one?
Yes, the, jail roof, we were told they were gonna not do the final section, and it said to release the amount that was covered. However, when we got the final bill, we went through the reconciliation, and the final amount they were wanting to remove was never added, so there's $79,000 still owed on the jail roof.
All right.
Motion approved, waive.
All right, motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, $3,000 for fence separating the new courthouse from Gallatin Library. I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to move it to next month.
Okay, second. Second. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this one?
I don't understand why we're moving it to next month.
The librarians are having people, coming in, they are walking through the lobby, and it makes the library staff very uncomfortable. They're going to continue to park in the library parking lot. They're walking through the library, then they go to, metal detectors and security at the courthouse. They're told, you can't have your bags, you can't have your purses, so they're going back to the library staff and saying, can you hold my bag, can you hold my purses? The fence will only aggravate that matter, because they're just going to still park wherever they want to. And
So should we just,
Okay, so I would,
motion to deny?
well,
Second.
I mean, we have a
We've got two
motion,
motions.
so that's where you have, are you amending the motion?
Wait a second.
I'm amending the motion to,
Okay, so the amendment is to deny this as opposed to push it. Yeah, okay, we have a motion and a second for that one. Any discussion on this? Okay,
Briefly,
yeah,
also,
go ahead.
with the
And then
gate,
Ms. Klein.
with the fence there, I've spoken to, some of the judges. We've got staff at the police department that are walking over the court, and they're passing through that freeway. And I've also had another person approach me, and they said if we put a gate on it, then people will approach it thinking it's unlocked, and then it'll be locked, and then there they are, and they're not happy.
Okay,
So,
well,
go ahead.
I just want to say for the record, we were doing this to accommodate the library, so if they don't want the fence, I'm happy to not do the fence.
Okay.
good.
So this is the second or third time I've heard of an issue at the courthouse with, needing a a locker or something where folks can, how are we gonna, like, that's very, I mean,
Talking about putting lockers out
but,
in the
I
lobby.
mean, some way that, like, where people don't have to, like, you know, people carry it, or you expect to be able to carry your stuff in. I understand the security concerns, but how do we do it at the old courthouse?
Same way. You carried it back to your car.
It just was
I
a lot
mean, it used to
further.
be you couldn't bring your cell phones in, and most people brought their cell phones, had to walk back to the car, put their cell phones up.
Every county does it that way.
Yeah.
Just FYI, if you have it, you gotta take it back.
It's just the way it's always been.
But they went to second.
Not that that's a good answer,
No,
but
it's
it.
terrible. I mean, I asked the question,
We can't put lockers out in the lobby.
We can't.
No.
Oh,
what-
no, I mean,
issue.
No, 79, B, 5,
The
B.
cameras.
you can, you know,
We put a bond in, then we're.
I mean, I can, look, if somebody's gonna bomb something, like, this is where I go, which is fine, maybe we can't do this and we'll move on, but like, the over-security of things sometimes frustrates. Listen, if you want to commit an act of terror, you can figure it out.
I think it's just a city problem. It's a city library, city problem, just like they have.
So, all right, we have a motion on the floor. Any further, motion is to deny. Any further discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously. We gotta do the main now, which main is affecting the same thing, which kills this. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this one dies. All righty, so, the fence, $22,000 for the Bledsoe Fort historical sign. Mr. Mayor, I failed to do this. You asked me to pull this off because we have not gotten all our bids back. Mr. Mayor, do you want to give us just a quick update?
Yeah, here's the thing, I got one more bid in, and we thought we was gonna have one in today, and it didn't come in. You know, if possible, I'd like to see up to 22, I mean, that's the highest bid. We won't go past that. If we get it cheaper, we can get it cheaper. That gets the project continue to move forward. It's only $22,000. I think the signs are like $11,000.
It's already appropriated, can you just, because it's on the agenda, can you just approve to
Allocate.
allocate up to 22?
All right, I'll make a-
It's gonna have 3 quotes too.
I'll make a motion to allocate from the appropriation up to 22.
And we'll have 3 bids.
Motion and a second, and waive the second reading. We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that one carries unanimously, that can go on. Transfer, this is a transfer, no new money here, I think,
It's just
correct?
between major categories that
Yeah,
commission
all right.
can approve.
Motion approved, waive second.
We don't need that, it's just a transfer.
It doesn't need approval for the commission, they don't need to waive the second.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, motion, I'll second it, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously. Other items, state water infrastructure grant, go ahead.
That's just to tell you that we have applied, and it looks very promising. We think right now it's a high probability that we've applied for additional money for, I think it's around $1.8 million for the SWIG grants for the Westmoreland, Portland area.
Got it. Sweet, awesome.
And then number 2 is, let me go on to it.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're requesting this go on to county commission. We have to have a resolution to claim unclaimed property back from the state. We think there's somewhere around $2,000. We don't know the exact amount.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. ECC, internal radio maintenance, multi-year contract. What's the amount on that?
It's around $50,000 a year for a 3,000. Let me get you the exact amount. It's $50,000 around, go back one more.
Just a second.
54,182.
It's a 3-year contract.
54,182 for 3 years each?
Each year, yes.
Each year.
It's my understanding.
I'm assuming we probably are bound by this, that we have to, I'm assuming they kind of got us on the
Motion
road.
approved.
All right, motion with it waive, second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, sheriff's office, license renewal, second.
They're small.
I'll second that, any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Clerk and master, multi-year agreement, this is for a copy,
5 years.
5 years. Motion and a second, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, one final, motion to adjourn, second, all in favor?